It's a little cold to be doing this.
You know what? It's awful. I hate April. I hate March the most. March sounds so springy, and then you get nailed with COVID and a snowstorm. And it smells really great in those parts. April 1st, it's no joke. You have to spray for deer or they get you early. Lily Lane is coming up great. Want to see? I just got done spraying it with deer fence. So.
Yes, so...
Lucky for you guys, you can't smell it. But yeah, so all of these are daylilies that I planted. These are seedlings and they're coming back. So all the ones that I was growing last year, if they didn't bloom, I'm going to see them this year. And check this out. So do you guys remember, I was so upset because I had this cross. I started from seed last December. Like, what year would that be? 2021. I started it and I was so excited. I was like, I couldn't wait for this one to like put up escape. It finally put up escape, and then the freaking deer came and ate the escape on me. So the plant didn't give up. Instead of like putting all its energy into the bloom that wasn't there, it was able to multiply. So I have 8 fans. 8 fans. That thing better be pretty.
We could use 8 fans right about now. To blow the deer fence in the opposite direction.
Yeah, but you know what? As soon as they start peeking out of the ground, even an inch, the deer just mow it down. It's terrible.
Look, even Cleo's having a hard time breathing over here. Stay low there, girl. Oh, anyway, how can you talk?
I'm so excited though. You know what? Because I lost my sense of smell with COVID and it hasn't come back yet.
Well, guess what? I haven't. So let's speed this up.
I'm actually, this is perfect timing for that, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway, so they're all coming up. There's a few that look like they are not there, but the deer either ate them or the green is just starting. So that's exciting. We're still really cold here. We're getting 20s at night. So the peonies are starting to come up. The allium are up. The daffodils are up. The tulips are up. So the season's beginning, and I don't know. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be a good year.
Can't wait for what? A lot of work?
Yeah. I might need somebody to follow me around all year long. We got lots going on.
I might need some ibuprofen.
You might need to quit your job and just follow me.
No, I was going to say, did you hire a crew or something? How are you going to do all this?
Magic. Magic.
Did you teach Zoe how to dig holes? Like, you have to be able to say, hey, there's only so much I can do.
I know. Well, I do have a timeline. Plus, I have some client gardens that I'm finishing up and some... I don't know. I just hope that while I'm working, my plants don't dry out in the trays that I'm growing for the cut flower space, and they don't just die by the time I get home. That's what's going to be really tough, but I'll figure that out. I'll manage that. I'll get my dad with a hose over here. He can help me out. But anyway, so yeah, so lots of fun stuff going on this year. I'm excited. There's going to be more material than I can handle for sure, but I'm always excited to do it. And plus it feels good to do some outreach at the town level with the kids, and it's another 1/4 acre to grow on. That's a huge amount of space. So I'm excited. We'll see.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Yeah. It's springtime. Yay! We're not at the farm, but we do have some work to do this year. Lots of daffodils in this garden. I love this garden. It's like an island bed that we've sort of been renovating little by little for the last few years. We come in when the daffodils are sort of almost done and spent, and we tie them up like this. Just because there's a lot of plants in here, because you guys know how I like to stuff the gardens. And if we don't, they kind of lay flat because they get top heavy from the blooms, and then they shade some of the perennials that are in here. So we kind of come in and tie them up so that when they're done, we can just come back and then we cut them. Once the blooms are totally done, we cut it just above where we've tied it, and we leave about 6 inches of foliage so that they can bloom again the following year. And obviously that does not affect bloom because we've done this for years, and look at this. So we're weeding today. There's another beautiful arbor. Hi, Maddie. Hey. Maddie's doing the lovely job of getting all of the little weed seeds out of the grooves of this walkway that we uncovered when we joined the two gardens together. And I'm sort of doing the same thing and upkeeping this path. As you can see here, sometimes the rocks sink in a little bit and we have to sort of bring them back up and keep the weeds from taking over. But it's such a cool garden. I'll show you later on in the season what this turns into be. But we have some peonies coming up in here. There's hyssop, bee balm, wild geranium, regular geraniums, clematis. We have fothergilla bushes. We have alliums. So this garden has lots of fun stuff that I like to put in my gardens, all kind of mixed in. So we're just sort of cleaning up a little spring cleanup. There's some beautiful astilbe that's coming in. We have some heuchera and salvia and daylilies that we were actually split up this year, so we can kind of expand that area when they bloom. And yeah, so that's that. Then we're just going to throw some plant tone in all the bare spots to give it a little fertilizer and a little jump start on the season. But it's a glorious day, and how can you hate this kind of work? Oh my gosh, this is like so fun, especially after a long winter. All those daffodils, beautiful red barn. Look at this place. Oh my gosh, I love this place. Anyway, so that's kind of what we're doing today, and I'm going to start tackling this little walkway, just cleaning it up, and then we'll get it ready to fertilize and mulch. In about 2 weeks we'll be ready for mulch.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Here we go. Whoa, that's a little stiff, bud. Hopefully it won't bottom out. Watch out for the groundhog. Best way to hide bush is to hide it in the bush. But when you load up a truck like this, the secret is, I know it looks like it's in disarray, but there's a method to my madness. And it is, you load long branches on the bottom. That way, when you want to unload this truck, it's one big pull. And this whole thing should come. Oh, goodness gracious! Look at that! Oh! I don't want to fall down like yesterday, but that is an easy way to unload a truck. So yeah, good. Oh, well, I probably should have cleaned the garbage out of the truck first. So say you learned 2 lessons today. Oh. Yeah, I'm unorganized too. That. Job is complete. Well, almost. Oh. Now it's complete after I pick the garbage up.
All right, time for a little plant tone. And I've already kind of started sprinkling. And look how nice the walkway cleaned up. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, so we are literally just taking some plant tone granular and we're going around all the plants. And this is kind of a slow release fertilizer, so as it rains it'll break down and everybody will get a little something, and it'll keep everything really nice and flowering. So yeah, we're just gonna do that. And then this garden, believe it or not, started out as a huge rectangle of bee balm, and it was pretty, But now we have some bee balm as a backdrop in that garden, and we filled it in with like all sorts of fun stuff. So there's some variety and there's color all season. And as long as we can keep the deer from munching on it, because of course we live where it is deer country, we just have to spray with deer fence when we're done. And that's kind of, as long as we're consistent with that, it should allow this garden to produce some awesome blooms this season. Everything is up really nice though. Let's see. Gotta hit the peonies a little bit because they're coming in. If we feed the daffodils now, then they'll start taking in energy for next year's bloom. There's a little coreopsis patch coming in there. Some heuchera, yarrow, cornflowers are popping. So literally, it's this easy. I don't measure. It's a lot easier just to scoop it out and kind of give it an even spray. So this is what we'll do. And then the only thing left to do here is to edge the outline of the garden and then mulch, but that can't happen for another couple weeks. So.
Boy, see, if you would learn how to use a chainsaw, maybe you wouldn't have to do all the grunt work. I guess. That's why you start at the bottom of the totem pole and you work your way up it.
I was born on the top of the totem pole.
I don't believe so. That's the problem with your generation.
Look at this.
They're not used to manual labor like that.
Ain't nothing.
But hey, $10 an hour, and that's enough motivation to get somebody to do something around here.
10?
Yeah. What? Oh, I guess we have a lack of communication. I probably should have had this conversation with you on Friday, payday.
I thought it was $10 every half hour.
We'll work something out. It all depends on your performance.
How's this?
It's not, you haven't really done much. I've done a lot. My arms are bleeding. I have to really take a break. Loss of blood. Getting lightheaded over here. So, I just wanted to document you cleaning up this side. Boy, this fence line's looking pretty rough, buddy. We could be working overtime today. What do you think? Time minus a half?
No.
Sounds good to me.
Not to me.
Yeah, let's do this. Great job. I will whine about vines. Look at it. Oh. And there's always a one pesky one that has to give you a problem. Oh my goodness. Like, what do you do with all this stuff? It's incredible. Look. Ah! I'm getting attacked by vines. Oh. So this is Mount Rushmore. You want me to climb it? I don't need ropes. I can just use vines. I hope the wife doesn't get mad. We decided to make a huge brush pile in the middle of 20 acres, but I don't know where else to put it. I was going to offer it to the beaver over there, but he's too busy to be dealing with us. But you know what? Now I'm making a damn decoy. So he's going to look over here. He's going to be like, what? Some other beavers are moving in. So hopefully I can scare him out of here because he's starting to really eat up all my trees. Big buck-toothed beaver. Admiring my hard work, are you? Boy, I guess I'm gonna be the brush hog around here. That groundhog has nothing on me. I'm doing some serious damage. So yeah, it doesn't look like we got a lot done today, but it certainly feels like we did. Look at that. I got some battle scars here at the barn. But we ended up coming out here. We got the front. You want to follow me over here? See all this work that we, my wife will say we didn't do today. Is that all you got done? But this will be what? Our 6th truckload of vines and shrubs and just branches and just a bunch of nonsense, to be honest with you. But yeah, hey, it's gonna be a work in progress. So stay tuned, and I know I'll be here. Thanks. What are you doing?
I'm dividing up some daylilies because now is the perfect time, unless you did it in the fall, which is also a good time. But Festivus, which is one of the ones that I absolutely love, is hard to come by. For some reason, it's very hard to get a fan of this. I won a fan on the lily auction years ago, but the hybridizer, it's hard to get them. So I am actually going to pot some of these up and probably sell a few. My clumps are getting pretty big, and that will allow me to help other people get a hold of a fan. So I'm sort of just doing it now because it won't really disturb them as much as it will if they're really in active growth. So
got Emma Lou doing donuts out in the parking lot.
I know.
Yeah, we bought the kids quads for Christmas this year. That was a wonderful surprise.
Yeah. Well, it also happened to be like 2 degrees out, and it was way too cold for quads.
Yeah, well,
But
it sounded good in our heads. I think we were more excited than they were.
although now they're reaping the benefits.
Yeah.
Now they get it. So this is a 4-fan clump of Festivus. Look how pretty that looks. I just have to hose it down and find out where I can sort of separate those out, and there will be 4 happy people. So
Wow.
I'm just gonna take that clump and leave these be. See, I have a couple new ones coming off of this clump. So
if you multiply your flowers, you divide them, and then you add them together, and it equals cha-ching.
well, it should, yeah. If you can do that, it's great.
So-
I never really have the time to do this, so I'm surprised that I'm even tackling this because I have a million other things that I could be doing. But you know, now that it's coming up and they're like sort of a couple inches out of the ground and they're mature fans, and they really, this garden especially, it's so jam-packed with plants that I need to stay on top of this. Like, see the allium clumps coming up here? See these? Those would have huge spherical blooms on them, but they have small blooms because they're so tight and they need to be divided, and I keep procrastinating. So they might get, I don't want to like affect the bloom this year, but even if I dig them up and separate them out or take some to the farm and plant them, it'll take like a year to reset them, but at least I'll be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. My garden due diligence. What else?
Everything looks like it's starting to pop.
It is. Everything's waking up, man. It's waking up.
Looks like Zoe's bone's gonna pop back there. Sounds like it too.
Is that from a wild animal? She always finds these weird skulls and like, you know, leftover parts from what the fox and the coyote leave. So
Well, could be Toby.
know.
We haven't seen the cat in 3 weeks.
yes, I have. I love Toby. I don't know. Toby can handle himself. He's a tough cat.
Get off the lawn!
Like these guys. See how close they are? I really should like divide those up, but because I don't love them as much, they're probably gonna just stay in a clump for another couple years.
So what do we have over here? They look different. There's like thinner ones, and then you have thick ones here. Emmalou, keep off grass.
I swear I've said don't ride on the lawn at least 3 times this week.
I think we should tell them they should ride on the lawn, and then they wouldn't.
You know, we're gonna have to try something.
A little reverse psychology, because they don't listen to us. And then we have to yell, and we look like bad parents.
And not that yelling works. Yelling doesn't even work.
No, nothing works.
No, not here. I should dig this whole clump up, and then you should help me separate them out and plant back
I should.
a few, but...
I should, but it's
How
Sunday.
ambitious do you feel?
Well, it's a weekend, and
Great.
I'm
grab
kind
your
of
shovel.
feeling it.
Grab your shovel.
Feeling weak.
Oh, I thought you said I'm feeling it.
Well, it's Easter.
Yeah, but we
Take a break. It's a holiday. If you give me time and a
I
half.
ate so much sugar today, I'm like, I have to burn it off.
I know. You're hopping around like the Easter bunny out here, and I'm ready to just lay an egg. A hard-boiled one.
Yeah. I think I'm going to dig up. Actually, I want to dig up that clump right there because it really needs it. And maybe I'll just separate some through here. I don't know. I don't even know what's coming up in there. That's the problem. You dig it up and then you're like, oh, can I plant it here? Whoops. Nope. Something's already there. Okay.
So how do you even remember the colors and everything at this point?
Why do I
Just
need to
by the
remember?
name? Or do you still have labels down there?
Down where?
Wherever all these lilies and stuff
Oh,
are.
I know these. These are my favorites. There's a few that are like not my favorites that I'm like, eh.
So
but
what does a lily like that go for?
I don't know.
You don't have to give me an exact. I know you're going
I
to
don't
sell
know.
them. You just said you were thinking
Yeah,
about
I don't
it.
know though. I honestly don't even know. You can't even get this. I have to see what the...
Hold on, look at that. She can take a corner. That girl can drive.
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh my God, she almost just went into my car.
That's why I turned it away.
I can't watch. I just hope that she knows what she's doing and she makes it look more dangerous than it is. I don't know.
She drives like you. She takes her, eyes off the road a lot.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
You think I do that, but I don't.
I see the glares. I know you do.
The only glares I get in the car are from you.
No.
There,
You
see
get
that?
me slamming my foot on the floor pretending there's a break.
Yeah, but you do that everywhere.
Oh.
Like, it wouldn't matter if I was driving 30, you would do that. You're
Well.
just a paranoid passenger.
Oh, my back hurts every time I ride with you.
So this
'cause
is
I'm so
easy. Look,
tense.
these are actually coming apart without even having...
So is this the time you just dig them up and you sell them? That's how you would go about doing it?
Yeah. Slow down.
Emmalou!
Hey, try to stay off the lawn because it's going to start making marks. Okay? Whoa!
I'm sure she heard you through the helmet.
She hits the tree looking at me.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow, so that's 2.
That's 2.
Just like that.
Yep. And here's 2 more if I can get them to separate as easily as that. Technically, you should be like, you could also put this in like a bucket of water and jig it around so all the soil that's kind of holding it together comes off.
Well, it's pretty
But-
easy to figure
See,
out,
look,
right?
there's another new one coming. See that?
Huh.
So I think it's going to be attached to this fan, so somebody will already get a double fan in there.
So is it possible that maybe sometimes you don't want to try to separate something like that?
I don't know. Depends what you're going for. I don't want to break this off because then I'll have one with a broken thing. But see, each fan has its own set of roots. So if you can get that fan with its own few roots, then it'll...
And if you crack a couple roots, it's no big deal?
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't want to do that a lot, but you will crack it at some point because it has to come off the mother plant. So...
I'm just trying to learn here, When you put me to work on this farm
Yep.
for $45 an hour, cash, under the table, nobody knows about it.
Except everybody now that you said it.
Well, I could edit this out, I guess.
I thought your position was volunteer.
Volunteer? I thought it was vice president.
Vice president.
Well, you're the
There's only room for one president.
Really? Well, you're the president. I'm vice.
Yeah, no, you can't have the same title as me.
Well,
Vice president sounds way too high up for you.
top shareholder, maybe?
Well, that could be.
All right, good. I'll take that one.
I don't know how brave I am right now. Like, do I want to just leave these two together?
I just said that. So if somebody's dividing these and they run into this problem, that's an alternative, right?
Yes, you could just leave this. I could just plant this up at the farm and let it multiply over there. And it also has another nugget on the bottom.
So you really can't get away with like just cutting right down the middle and saying, hey.
I absolutely could. I may. Do you want to see me do it live?
Well, they're pretty hardy, aren't they?
Hold on, I'm going to do it. Let me go get a knife.
Watch out, Zoe. Do not think it's a chew toy. I'm watching it. You better hurry up.
What do you think, Zoe? How brave do we feel? All right, here goes.
About as brave as me. I'm going to stand back. I don't feel too comfortable with you waving that knife around.
Yeah, but I'm not quite sure how this is going to work out, but I think if I just slice it, like, is this a root? No. I think I'm just going to cut here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you could actually.
So then I'm going to cut a little bit, enough to come down. Oh boy, I don't know. The thing is, I don't want to go too far because I want the roots to come with it.
Well, worst case scenario, you just have one, right?
See, look. See the root? The main root is one big thing. So you just want like a little bit of that with some of its own root. As long as you get roots on both. There.
That's it.
That's it. So now we have this guy who's going to end up with a double fan because he's got somebody coming up from the bottom. And we got this guy who will be fine because he's got a ton of roots attached.
Cool. Sorry, I got distracted by the bromance over here. Hey, get away from it.
So now I'm just going to pot these up.
So what are you going to put him in? A 3-gallon pot or?
Actually, the little guy is going to get his own pot. He might come to the farm. Cool, that worked out good. So now I have 6 pots. And I'm going to go fill them up with dirt and let them kind of grow up just like they are now in the ground. Only they'll be ready to go for sale.
And where are you selling them?
I don't know. But I know a lot of people have asked me about them, so I've actually given fans away to people who have asked.
Now, how would you ship a fan?
You ship them bare root, just like this. You clean them up and you ship them bare root, and then they look kind of yellow possibly when you get them, and they look kind of crappy. But when you plant them, they start rejuvenating. So daylilies are super tough. Even if my friends ordered daylilies and they literally went like 5 different places before they came to her, and they were so dried out and brown, like they had no green tips on them, and she put them in the ground and they grew. They were just fine. So they're really tough. They're not a hard, they're not a hard lily to ship. They're not a hard bare root plant to ship.
So they're not like a fish out of water. Look, they can survive for a few days.
See? This is how they multiply. See all these little, so there's a couple, one there and there's one there. So that's exciting.
Now, can you cut those off?
I could cut this off and just put it in there, and I might.
How many plants can you get from one lily?
However many fans there are. I could separate that out. This is a big guy.
So is that how you're going to supply a lot of flowers for this farm? Or you're just going to start multiplying and dividing?
I'm going to take a division of what I have and plant it, and then yes, every year. Oh, you need it off?
Yeah, I'm done.
And then every year, as they multiply, if I want to expand and have a drift of the same color daylily, then I can just divide up as I want. It's very cheap that way. You will like it.
Ow.
Sorry.
No, definitely. Hey, good job, Emmalou. Nice driving.
I know.
I won't tell anybody about the donut you left in the driveway.
Or that fashion statement you're making with those pants and the
Yeah, looking good. That's a nice quad outfit. Wow, all right. So it looks like we have some action going on.
Yeah, so now's the time. If you're going to dig up daylilies or you have a clump that's really like, you know, really tight and just needs a little dividing, dig up the whole clump. You know, shake the dirt off, hose the dirt off, and just start taking the clumps. Start wiggling the clumps away. You'll see they'll start coming apart, and then you'll feel good about it. Because then you can expand however much you have, or you can give some away, or you can sell some, or whatever you want to do.
So when do you think you're going to start planting a lot of your stuff?
The daylilies, as soon as the guys over there are tilling up.
All right, so you could start planting tomorrow if it was ready.
I could move. Actually, the plan is to take Lily Lane, which is actually very active at the moment and has a lot of fans that multiplied surprisingly well. Like, oh, you know, what I expected is that the ones that didn't bloom would actually come up as one single fan. And that did happen on some, but look at this. This is double stunner times Festivus. So anybody who bought daylily seeds from my website, from my sales, in like, was it December, January? Look at this. So one fan I planted and it's coming up this year, 1, 2, 3, 4, with 4 new fans. So I have 5 fans of that, but I never saw it bloom. So what's going to be exciting? Oh, this is the same cross here. And I've got 1, 2, 3. So like, that's a really good grower. It didn't even bloom and it's already multiplying. So,
Boy, what happens if you lose a tag?
oh, there's a few in here that the deer, like over the winter, the frost kind of heaved it out of the ground. So I think the tags are right, but I also took a video when I planted them of all the tags. So even though there might be some out of place, I know how many because they're spaced exactly the same. And I know I took a video with the tags.
So we won't have any Jane Doe lilies up here, right?
We may, because I have to find the video.
Yeah.
And you know, with all the video we take, that could be a hassle. But I'm excited about this one. CP22, that's the clown pants seedling that I love. That was the one, it was the dark purple with the yellow teeth that looked like some crazy, like, toothy monster, like, opening up. It was one of my favorite ones from this past season. So that one doubled. I got 2 fans on that. So we'll see what that... Look at, they're simultaneously scratching.
I know.
The life of a pug. That is it. If you want a pug, that's what you get. Scratching.
See, how could you not want a pug farm? Look at this. Imagine all the 100 grunts you would hear. Look, Jax is starting to itch too. They're getting allergies.
Come over here.
Oh, sorry. You know me. I love the pugs.
Like, keep filming the pugs.
Well,
But this is the seedling bed from last year. And I just put a whole bunch of daylilies that I didn't have room to put in my gardens. I didn't have anywhere to put them. When I cleaned out the vegetable beds, I planted them in here. And look, see over here? See how many are coming up? Like, how many fans? So like this one. Oh my gosh. Yes. And these are bearded daylilies, tall bearded daylilies. So we'll see what those look like. But all of these I'm going to dig up. If I had the time and the space, I would pot them up to bring to the farm. But I have a feeling that we're going to pot them up with that tree tape that, you know, you just write on the tree tape, you tag it, and then we just put them all in the back of the pickup and we go plant them. Because all of these need to come out, because I do want to grow some veggies at my...
so how do you know what's going to stay and what's going to go up here? Sounds like it's just going to be a free-for-all.
Yeah, it's all going to go.
Really? You're not going to have anything left here?
Not from these beds.
Well, originally
Leo.
we were going to take this whole garden out
Leo, out.
after
Out.
we cleared.
Yeah, but
These look like strawberries.
They are.
Oh, wow.
And when they create runners, I'm going to take those and pot them up and bring them to the farm. That's free strawberry plants.
Oh, we found a bunch of trees at the farm. What were they called?
Bushes. They're currants. but I don't know what kind or color. They could be red, black, or white. I have a feeling they're red, only because my friend Betsy said they're red. Her app said they were red, and I believe it. They're really tart. The red ones are really tart, but you make jams and stuff. But they also are really healthy, and they're ornamental. They look pretty, and they also are really healthy and nutritious. So there's rows and rows of them on a hillside that I didn't even know we owned. So I'm really excited about that. They're all in a line, all in a row. So, well, it'll be interesting to see what happens with those, and if we eat them, because they're a little tart.
I've eaten them before, and they are nasty.
Yeah, the black ones are supposed to be the sweetest. So
you gotta like hold your nose when you're eating them.
by the way, let me tell you about this special little bed here. So I bought in the fall, and I chose to have it shipped in the fall because, you know, I'm impatient. Predator at Midnight. And I hope that I can cross Predator at Midnight with that purple toothy daylily that I love, the CP22. If I can cross those two and get seeds, I think it's going to be a winner.
So you're gonna have a bucktooth predator at midnight, or?
Yes, which for me would be very fitting, seeing I have big front teeth myself. Let's see. And this is Outbreak Prime, because when I was on the website getting Predator at Midnight, I couldn't help but notice Outbreak Prime. And I also got from Pedal Pushers, which is a Seaford website, the hybridizer. She was selling, let's see, Instigator. This one looks pretty massive coming up. So I'll show you what that one looks like. Heavenly New Frontiers is alive. It is alive. I was kind of worried about this one. So I also bought Heavenly New Frontiers. This was $200 for one fan.
What?
Yes. So what we just tore apart over there, one fan, $200. So this one, and it's alive. It made it. So when this one multiplies, like, this is an amazing daylily. Like, a lot of people use that for hybridizing, but I didn't even have a fan of it. So now I do.
So when it multiplies, it's going to be $400?
No. Well, no? I don't know. It depends on how much the value and what else comes out between now and then. But what else do I have? This was one that I got.
We got Blake burning some brush back there, by the way.
I don't know what this is.
Don't worry, the forest is not on fire.
I don't know what that is, but that was a freebie. Vanishing Mist times Bold Ruler. This was a seedling that I just shoved in there. And it came back, unlike Totem and Taboo. Where are you? Like, this one doesn't even look alive. Where are you? There's not even a sprout. I see a leg. Where are you? Okay, so that totally died. Is that coming back? I don't think so.
How many did you have of that?
Well, just actually Totem and Taboo. Oh, Totem. You know what? All the totems didn't. So here's one thing. Oh, maybe I just broke it off.
Maybe a Tota ate them.
Actually, look. I don't know what happened here. It's not happy. Anyway, I'm going to stop messing around because I have a feeling that, oh, look, but these are good. So this one, totally different mix. Yeah, Totem and Taboo might not even be hardy here. It might be like a semi-evergreen that's not hardy in 5B, which could happen. There's a lot of seedlings that look like, oh, there's one that's coming back. Carnosaur times just clowning around. I have a ton of those. Pitter Patter times Spots and Stripes. So this is a spotted daylily times a striped daylily. And look, it's alive. It made it in these raised beds. Can you believe it? And this is garlic that I never harvested and is growing again because it doesn't want to be neglected. Self-anointed times every knee shall bow. You know, fun names. Message of love times ruler of nations. So weird.
Maybe we could hook up the message of love with the creepy Night Stalker one.
Yes, you would come up with that. You can pair whatever ones you want.
Well, hey, listen, nobody can say anything after hearing all those names. They're ridiculous.
Well, yeah, but the problem is there's so many registered varieties that you have to be ridiculous because all of the normal names are taken.
Yeah, well, what does a predator at night look like?
Oh my God, I'm going to show you.
Like, yeah, but what a predator at night would look like a guy in a ski mask, right?
Well,
Black ski mask.
This is dark, but it's like, it's very intriguing because it's a double with teeth and multicolored. Like it's purple. It's like a purplish pink with like yellow and white. It's kind of fun. I wouldn't have, like that one, Predator at Midnight, I think was $350.
$350?
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen a colorful predator at midnight.
No, well that's why it's so rare and valuable.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see what it looks like.
And this whole bed has seedlings in it, but it also is a majority of them are ones I bought from Blue Ridge. So, and they do really well. You can see they're already up and massive.
So what is your goal with these? You're gonna...
I'm taking these all out and they're going to the farm because I hybridize with these. Or I could just let them stay for now because I really just planted them in the fall. And I could hybridize them here all summer long, but I don't know. I don't really know.
It's like everything's kind of up in the air.
I know. I kind of feel like I should just leave this alone and not do veggies this year and let everything come up and multiply, cross the ones that bloom, and they're still fenced in my vegetable garden. You know what I mean? This could be like my hybridizing nook, but then I also want to bring these to the farm because there's so much more full sun. They'd be in the ground, not the raised beds, which, you know, sometimes the beds freeze and then they rot. They don't drain because the bottom's frozen. So you get a little bit of weirdness with the raised beds and and perennials.
So if all the lilies leave, are you going to do anything else with this? You're going to plant anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to put our own veggies in here.
Oh, all right.
Like we used to, like we always do. So.
You're making cucumbers this year or what?
I love cucumbers. I'm going to do the little Persians.
Yeah.
The little, like the thin, the ones we buy. I'm going to do those. I'm going to do some mini eggplants. I'm going to do some black Hungarian peppers. I'm going to do some long sweet peppers this year. Tons of tomatoes.
You're not going to do those ugly eggplant things.
I love those.
Oh, they're nasty.
They are, how can you say they're nasty? They don't even have bitter skin. They're long, they're called ping tongue eggplant, the long eggplant. Yeah. They're purplish pink. All you do is slice them in half, put them on the grill. They're amazing.
What about Tromboni? You're not bringing that guy back, are you?
Yes, Tromboni's coming
back.
Yes.
No, we don't need to plant trombones around here.
How could I not? How could I not?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, so that's that. And hopefully the strawberries will take over and then they will send runners and I can multiply my strawberry stock. Actually, we have strawberries all over.
What do you have here? What is all this stuff?
This is all stuff that didn't make it into the ground.
From last year?
Yeah.
So why can't you sell that too?
For example, like this one is doing amazingly well, and this is my cross. Look at this. It multiplied into 2 fans in one season.
Maybe
it is Next Stop Wonderland times my large purple seedling. So, and this did great. Look, I mean, the roots are busting out the bottom. Like, this is a good grower. If it never bloomed, though, because it was stuck in a pot, and I neglected it. So if I was smart, I'd put this thing over there in the ground where there's a hole, and let it do its thing because it's vigorous.
It looks good.
Yeah.
You should have, like, instead of a tag sale, a plant sale.
I know, I could.
Just get rid of it. It's a blowout sale. Spring blowout sale.
Some hostas that want to grow, but the tips are kind of getting frozen. Although this week they're going to really come out. So if these get too far up, we're going to have to put them in the garage.
It looks dead to me.
These are the tips. These are the growth tips. So, but anyway, that's that. So lots of good stuff happening. I got to spray for deer again because every time daylilies grow like 2 inches, the stinking deer know that the bottom doesn't stink very well. And it kind of wears off, so I have to respray. But it's working because, look, they're growing and not getting eaten.
Well, maybe you could just throw those hard-boiled eggs you made for Easter at your plants and throw them on the ground. That would be enough stench to keep the deer away, wouldn't it?
If we don't eat them, probably. But
deer fence smells like rotten eggs.
It's horrible.
Ah.
It smells worse than rotten eggs.
Yes, it does.
Anyway, I got to get back to my...
All right.
My deal.
Thanks, honey.